Well, interestingly enough, the one thing that we need to realize is kindness costs a little kibble, and it goes a long way. This is my youngest therapy dog. Her name is Magic. You know, we had so many dogs that in some ways my wife didn't want any other one. But my friend had a golden retriever that had puppies, and we could get one, and I've always loved Maple. And so I tried to convince my wife to get her one of her puppies, and for many, many months she said no, and finally for some reason she said we could get a dog. Well, we got Magic, and that became her name 2 days before my wife Naya was diagnosed with breast cancer. I love this picture of them, especially the picture with the paw and the hand, because as my wife recovered through her bout with cancer, I remember her saying to me, I guess we were supposed to get her. Taking care of her keeps me busy and brings joy in my life. Those early weeks after the surgery, periodically Magic, who was a very young pup, would nuzzle with her, always making sure, intuitively, to not lean on the breast that had the surgery. And she would nudge her and make her laugh and make her get out of the chair. But every night, there wasn't a day that went by that I would see them holding paw and hand together. That was their connection. And even today, almost 5 years later, thank God my wife is well, their relationship is so strong. And I still find them every night holding paw and hand together. This is one of my other favorite pictures of Alexanne and her friend Gleason. My best friend is a dog, it says right next to the picture. You see, Alexanne had cancer. And when she was treated with her cancer, it was tough. Gleason would visit the hospital, and the first day that Gleason walked by her room, Alexanne sat up and said, I like dogs. Can she come visit me? And so Gleason came in, and they got acquainted, and Alexanne giggled a lot. And over the course of many, many months, Gleason and Alexanne became excellent friends. There was a time that Alexanne had to leave the hospital to go somewhere else because she had to have her leg amputated. She wanted Gleason to go, but he couldn't. A stuffed little Gleason went along with her. And as months went on, there were times that people began to talk to her about dying. They used the word that she would become an angel, and she would say, I don't want to be an angel. And she'd look at Gleason and say, Gleason, I want to be here. And Gleason just looked. And what I was told was the last day that Gleason ever saw Alexanne, Sue, his handler, had to pull him to leave the room because he stayed there as Alexanne just held on to him, almost in a point of coma. Well, that evening, Gleason began to howl about 20 minutes before a phone call came that told Sue that Alexanne died. Well, at the memorial service, this wonderful picture was on the pew of the church. And in the front row, a special seat was set aside for her best friend, Gleason. Love comes in many ways. Love gives you hope. Animals sometimes unconditionally let you know that you're important and act as that social support. Well, life has changed for me. Puppy died 9 years ago. Seems like yesterday that I first put on that collar. Shrimp, 3 years ago, passed away. And Hart just left us a year ago. You know, there's an old saying that states that from every ending comes a new beginning. Who could have believed that adding Puppy to my life would have had such an impact on my entire being? It seems like yesterday that she sat next to me and buried her tender face in my lap. She was so needy when I met her, but she became such a vital force in not only the lives of many, but really mine. You know, I'm almost coming to the end of this little book here. And I think I know how she'd tell me to put down the book. She'd tell me that never, never be afraid. Life has many doors. And her advice would be, don't be afraid. You only have to open one door to begin the journey of life. This is my favorite picture of all. The gang all together. Only a couple are alive. But their souls and spirits are intertwined. Although you guys have never met each other. I don't know how much I've ever told you how much of an impact you've made on the lives of many and how much you've impacted my life. If I haven't told you I love you and how much I care about you, well, you know I have. Here's some dog biscuits, guys. I love you.